Guys, we're picking up where we left off. This is Mint, and we have our mission. I have a waypoint entered. We have to go through 3 sectors, do 3 hyperwarp jumps, and we just have to be smart about the fuel. So we're going to be keeping an eye on the fuel down below here when we hit the navigate button. I have a sticky pop-up right here. There we go. So we're at the second hyperwarp gate, but we're going to be almost out of fuel. So let me find out the direction we're going and then take a look around. I think we better detour over here and just get fuel to make sure we don't run out. If you run out of fuel, that's a bad thing, because what will happen is it's water fuel, so you can get ice from space, but you have the potential for people to get hurt or die. Their morale is impacted. You have people doing shortcuts on the machinery to keep it running while we're, going at little or no fuel. Bad things will happen, so oftentimes you're stuck with a bunch of repairs and a high medical bill, and potentially all of that. The crew gets under more stress and their morale is impacted. Wasn't too bad on this because we made the detour and filled up before we ran out. All right. That must be our other hyperwarp gate, so let's go ahead and head through it, and then we're going to negotiate for a prisoner to be released with Clan Javad. But this is our turf, our territory, and I think I see down below where we're going. I'm going to stop here at this planet just to make sure we have fuel. I see a lot of people have morale problems. Yeah, a couple people left. Soldier, pilot, and navigator. And the only thing I saw is that, let's see, soldier. Do we need the pilot? Not really. Do we need the navigator? Yes. So we'll just go light on the crew. We might find a specialist that we want to hire, but we'll all right, we'll pay these people's wages. We'll get some more fuel. Zero spice and entertainment's available. There's a limit on each planet as to how many times people can spice. All right, let's upgrade these guys just in case we need one of their saved talents on the trip. 1 job rank. Quartermaster. There's the soldier we just hired. Burst fire is a good first talent to get. It'll hit 2 targets, a little bit less damage, but higher critical. Plus you're hitting 2 targets, which is good. Failed navigation test. Fast getaway. We don't have anyone that knows that. That will help us escape if we run into a ship that we don't want to fight with. So we are going to definitely snag that one. All right, that's everybody. They need it upgraded. Let's go get this mission done. I think they hate us enough with this rep, they're not going to let us use their spice hall. Yep. Can't refuel, can't repair. So that's a good lesson to learn. And that's why I fueled up at the friendly planet right before we got here. Okay, so we're trying to complete this step in the mission. We can negotiate with them, commanding air, threatening demands, and they all have different ramifications. The threatening demands will hurt our reputation with Javad. Don't really care. Commanding air, forceful and commanding fashion, tense negotiation, and there is a dice roll test, negotiation skill plus the captain's wisdom, command skill plus the captain's charisma, intimidate skill plus captain's resilience, but I have saving talents for all of them, and since the check mark is bright white, that means the talent is available to us. I'm just going to go ahead and negotiate. So it's telling me here that we passed the negotiation plus wisdom test. We didn't even need that talent to save us. We were able to pass it just with the dice roll. And now we have this intelligence officer who joined our crew. And you can actually see him in the status button. It'll tell us that we have one passenger. So we have one passenger cabin on board this ship. And he is there. When we start bundling missions on top of each other, you have to be careful, because if you only have one passenger cabin and you're doing a mission where you're picking up a second passenger, you're not going to be able to complete that step of the mission until the other one's off. Okay, so we can't get fuel here. I know we can get fuel here. And the Spice Hall might not have, no, zero spice and entertainment's available. So it's not letting us further spice because we were just there. Oh, fuel's only $2. We're gonna make that green. I'm going to try and find there, these guys have a Spice Hall. These guys are sort of hostile. Clan Zenrin doesn't have anything against us. If we surrender, they're going to take all of our cargo. Potentially take the passenger on board, but he doesn't know we're doing a mission between Thaloon going against Javad. So he probably won't take the passenger, but he's definitely going to take all of our cargo. So we're going to go ahead and fight him with the intent of escaping. So I'm going to choose fight. So this is our first ship battle. And when you do a battle, you have 3 separate areas to look at your move orders. You can either advance, go backwards, or escape. If our ships were closer, this would say reverse or backwards or something like that. But we're going to escape. The weapons, we have different weapons here. Because we are at range 5 right now, the only thing I have available is torpedoes. And we have a talent here for sharp steering, which will allow us to hopefully evade some of their attacks. And it does have some 15 points for escape on the next 3 turns, so we're going to do that. Your ship information's up here, his ship information's up there. I can click on his ship and it will give me detailed information. I can click on my ship and it'll give me detailed information, you know, what speed we are, the agility, shield armor, etc., etc. There's also an info button here so you can learn about talents, more details, and then there also is a battle log. We haven't started battle yet, so nothing's there. But we have our move order in, we have our talent selected, we have our weapon selected. So I'm going to go ahead and end the turn, and it's going to execute that all at once. So he fired a torpedo and missed. We fired 2 torpedo rounds and hit him, and we escaped. It was a draw. We can look at a ship report. No components were damaged. No components were destroyed. Captain Revington is demoralized. And then just other information on rumors, conflicts, etc. We're going to go ahead and just leave here. We're heading to a planet that has spice halls. And once we get everyone's morale improved, we're going to hightail it back to our homeworld. $4. That deserves a green star. Spice Hall. 33 available. Alright, let's get these guys spiced up. Good. Doctor. Don't need a doctor. And we're not recruiting anyone right now. Alright. Pay, pay, pay. Ship is all better. One thing to notice, I'm in the repair section of the starport, and you can see down here it's telling me not only the total cost but the number of days to repair. So if you're on some missions that you're tight in time on, and this ship was heavily damaged or had a lot of crew that needed medical attention, sometimes those can go into weeks at a time, get used up. So be aware of that when you're doing missions. Since it's only 2 days, I'm going to go ahead and get that fixed. Alright, let's get our waypoint back to where we need to go. And we're going to start jumping through the hyperwarp gates. I think last time we stopped here to refuel. There's a Jawat smuggler. He's not going to be happy with us, so we're going to try and do the same thing. We have more hull than he does. We're at 1950, 1440. I'm sure we have better weapons. He's pretty hostile. We're going to escape, or attempt to escape. We're going to fire our torpedoes at him, and we're going to use our sharp steering talent. Hit the end turn button. Ooh, he wanted to flee us as bad as we wanted to flee him. So we have a draw. And there's the signature jammer kicking in. We lost 1 reputation, but we could have had 6 total. So the signature jammer talent prevented 5 reputation loss. Alright, let's continue on to this planet and get some fuel. $2 a unit, that deserves a green star. We can do a quick upgrade here of our crew. Level up. Failed pilot test. Sharp steering. I'm going to add a second sharp steering. And navigate, we're going to continue on our waypoint. So this is our second hyperwarp gate to go through. And I think we have enough fuel to get back. Sure enough. Let's head back to the Prince. We're going to drop off the passenger that we brought back. Diplomatic delivery, definitely. Let's get the reputation up. Excellent. So we got paid 20K for the second step. The first step, I think, was 12K, but we now have 67K in credit. So let me check on trade permit. We have to get this Prince up to 50 from 36, so we're going to have to do quite a bit of missions to help him out. And we're going to do some trading and ship upgrading and that type of thing. Well, let's do that next time we get back. I'll see you next time. We'll continue on our journey.